What's good, YouTube? Today I want to talk about something that kind of bugs me, and that's why is Yu-Gi-Oh! Merchandising for the USA just so complete shit? It's just so bad. And I'm not talking about the card game itself here. The playmats are usually pretty well designed. I'm talking about toys. And I think the market for this, for Yu-Gi-Oh! Is what the USA needs to realize is an older kind of audience, and I think Japan has realized that, as I'm going to show you some Japanese things and something that caught my attention and got me started on this video topic. So you look at these, they're pretty derpy, but these are ancient, these are old, so of course their first runs are probably not that good. Just look at Kaiba. It's just really laughable though at the start, and Mattel got better over time with it, but again, the cards kind of sold these figures rather than the figures themselves. Like, that Thunder Giant's not terrible. The plasticky things are kind of bad. It probably doesn't pose too well. And I remember getting some of these toys as a kid and, like, just disliking them and wanting the card out of them. We're adults, but we still like our toys, right? And so what got me started on this is the actual commemorative fair from Japan. This is Yu-Gi-Oh! Organization's website, and what got my jimmies rustled on seeing the kind of branding and merchandise we could have. These pins are awesome, by the way. If anybody sends me these, oh man, they're not that expensive either. 400 yen is pretty cheap, I believe. I think that's near $4-ish dollars. I don't know the exact conversion rate. I think a yen is like, or 100 yen is like 9 cents, but I'm not exactly sure. But what really got me was this backpack. This backpack just blew my mind on the kind of branding and stuff that we could have over here. The KC, Kaiba Corporation. And this jacket's not that bad either. Now, I did look up the price. This is about $40. It's a little under, I believe. So that's not that bad at all. $40 backpack. Look how classy it is. Look how awesome it is. How many players do you think would be rocking it over here if they brought it over here? Yet we have nothing like that kind of branding. Yes, we have t-shirts, which I'm sure they have infinite more t-shirts for it in Japan as well. But where are our non-imported stuff like this? We basically have to pay the tax on getting really nice stuff imported instead of having a company over here get the licensing and building this. And I think the right company that would take over and do this could make a lot of money. Like, you could sell inf of these backpacks, I think, over here. Like, when I say tons, like, even if you did a limited $1,000 run and charged like $10 more, those thousands would sell like this if it was presented on any YouTube channel, on any Facebook group that was major like Zodiac. Like, these would get eaten up like crazy. I would love one of these. This is what I would cherish it. Like, I would love to have it as my Yu-Gi-Oh! Bag for years. Yet, what do we have? What do we have? We have derp. This is what we get. Now, something cool. I know I'm complaining from a USA standpoint. Europe gets some decent stuff, but you know, mugs are easy. And this is I believe Europe and Oceania areas have access to these. The Pegasus with Thousand Eye Strict on it. The Mai with Harpy's Sisters. But these are still really cool mugs. And again, I think there's something USA would have to import. It's just lackluster when it comes to us outside of the card game itself for product. Now, something else I wanted to show is I've actually got a similar figure to these. I got the Dark Magician from the same author of these kinds of statues. Oops, that's something else I want to discuss. So these kinds of statues, they're very expensive because they're imports. You'll typically find them at about $90 if you're wanting to purchase. And I'm not quite sure what they go for over there, but it's just that kind of tax. Like, and, you know, of course, these may be a little too weebish for you guys. There's also, like, awesome show ones. Like, they're just all the same kind of price range, $80 to $90 if you want to purchase these. I know Cyberknights actually showed off this Merrick. It was so cool. I'm a little jelly. I'm a little jelly. I wish I had sponsors that sent me nice things. Just gym playmats, and they're awesome playmats. But I really think like stuff like this could target an American audience so much better and make so much money for a company that went for the licensing and cut out the kind of middleman that is having to ship and then have third-party sellers sell it over here. Why don't you create a licensing, create a manufacturing and distribution here in the States and sell these figures to comic book shops, to other places? It would be so amazing. And I don't know if there's like some kind of bar, some kind of like, no, we're not gonna do that kind of thing, because in the past there have been other companies that did it, just not in quality, just not in what we wanted to see. So those patches I actually showed are from Toys R Us, and this is like, in my memory, one of the only, you know, non-kinda card slash playmat sort of thing that Konami has done outside of the new UDS series. This is ancient, but like every time these show up in a message board, people go crazy over them. I actually have a set of the patches myself. I think I was offered like 50, and back then I was like, nah, because everyone was so crazy for them. It's just, it's crazy that this is the kind of nice stuff that we get compared to that backpack. That backpack is insane. Like, it just, maybe I'm being the green-eyed, I don't want to say giant, but I'm just being envious of what's available over there. This is like a quote-unquote fair, so this shows up at a bunch of their locals, I believe, and they have all sorts of collectibles that I would just love to have. I would instantly purchase these pins. I would instantly purchase that backpack. And there might be other things I would consider trading for, like maybe like if a shop was taking cards for cash, I would go for this jacket as well. I'm not a Windbreaker fan. It looks kind of Windbreaker-ish, but all this kind of branding is just missing for us overall outside the UDS series, which is an invite-only series. That's let me actually see if I can pull up something from the UDS. I believe I saved a picture on my computer for this discussion and didn't include it. But yeah, here we go. The UDS series, it's basically lanyards and pins, which actually is a huge step up, sad to say, in licensing, but you can only get them at tournaments. Like, this is the only KC kind of branding that has been presented to us here in America for the most part without having to import. Just take a moment to think about that. That's invite tournament only. You had to be there. You had to earn the points by playing in tons of events. And then you had to be able to have one in your area or have the ability to travel to get something this small that seems so actually significant to us. One of my roommates actually paid $10 for one of these pins because they missed out on the UDS over in Chicago. Just to have that kind of piece. $10 on a little pin. Forget a backpack. A pin. So, what do you guys think could fix this? What company would you guys like to see take over the distribution, manufacturing, and licensing for this kind of stuff? Who could we trust to do right, such as those statues that we actually see? It starts with a K. Let me see if I can actually figure it out real quick by going to Amazon. It's just a really interesting kind of quality statue that if we had it here, I imagine we could be getting for 50 over 80. Like, it's just so hard to imagine the price points. So these are Kotobukiya figures, actually. The Merrick and the Magician Girls, and they're really awesome. What company could give us this kind of quality here in America? Please comment in the section down below. Maybe someday this will actually be viewed by somebody who could give us something that we could enjoy and take care of, similar to these products. But why does it just suck for us? Why do we have to, you know, go to a tournament to get something that nice? Why is there no option online? And specifically an invite tournament. If it was any tournament, if it was like any YCS, that would be one thing. But to get nice things, you gotta go to the UDS, a twice-a-year event, versus being able to just order online and go through secondhand dealers. And it would be really cool to see Yu-Gi-Oh! Merchandising kind of turn us more towards a pop culture and more towards an accepted thing by having people be able to relate over these things that they have without having just cards and playmats. Thanks for watching. Give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed the discussion. I would love to do more of these. I personally enjoy doing discussions like this, and hopefully finding out routes to where maybe somebody actually would listen and maybe give us something. That would be super cool with the kind of audience reach we're starting to get.